you think I was reading too about DC was commenting on how, since this whole COVID-19, all this stuff started happening.
COVID-19, COVID-19, I'll blow the wind of God.
Ever since all that stuff started happening, he's like, "Hey, man, I don't know. I'm not getting any younger. I might have to retire before this fucking third match with Stipe happens." And
He's
I
the
feel
same age. I think he's the same age as me, if not close to that. So, I mean, I understand where he's coming from on that. Wrestlers, sometimes wrestlers don't have a long career. Sometimes they do. And I know that DC wants to have quality of life in his later years. He said that on several occasions. He said, I don't want to be one of these types that's confined to a chair with CTE the rest of my damn life.
understood. And you know what? He deserves to have a quality life. He's given a lot of himself.
He's given everything himself to the sport. He's given everything, and he's been a hell of an ambassador. I would try to control the crying in the cage sometimes, because that just leaves your ass open for basically memes that'll come out and butt fuck you into submission.
If that's the worst thing he does, and I'm okay with DC if that's the worst thing he does. But I think there was talk about him probably taking some type of office position. Even
I know what's going to happen with him. He's eventually going to transition into a commentator's position.
You think
That's
he'll be a permanent commentator?
That's inevitable. He's a good analyst. He's a
Yeah.
very good analyst. He's very good at talking. I've been fortunate enough to have interviewed him a couple of times when I did shows up in Northern California, and he is very good on the mic. He thinks very quickly on his feet, and he gives a great fighter's perspective while giving a commentator's perspective at the same time. Because sometimes if a fighter just gives you their perspective, it may not be a perspective.
It doesn't break down for the common Joe, for the average Joe.
Well, not only that, it's not articulate.
Right.
It's not articulate, because that's I have to believe that a commentator on a major promotion has to articulate to a certain extent that the common fan can understand.
Yeah.
And sometimes fighters don't do that. Sometimes it's so damn technical that, there's no sizzle on the steak.
Mm.
And there's got to be sizzle on the steak when it comes to commentary or announcing, because that's what keeps people's interest.
I love that saying, by the way.
No sizzle on the steak?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there got to be sizzle on the steak in order for it to work, man. And after hearing DC commentate on several UFC on Fox before, and he's also been very good on the opening panels and the closing panels.
Yeah. Yep.
The camera likes him. The camera likes him. He's very conversational, and he's not afraid to tell his opinion, even if it differs from those on the panel talking to him. And I like that.
And like you said too, not just that, but he has that great combination of not being afraid to say it, but he also has a very good reason for why he's saying it. And like you said, he can articulate it. And I think that's one of the major things that separates him from a lot of people that get in there.
And we've heard a lot of fighters that have gotten on the headset and just wondering what was their reasoning of putting a headset on this individual.